Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Abencolly. I'm going to be the host today for Personal Accountability in the Business Sphere, a strategic discussion. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we get started, make sure that you have a pen and paper available. You're going to want to take notes during this. That's actually the next slide. So, get a pen and paper ready. You're going to want to take notes. And as well, you're going to want to answer a bunch of questions. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing this entire training. Okay. Now, before we get started, we're going to have a talk. Okay. Let's talk first. Now, we got to be honest with each other. Okay. So, in order to be able to hold yourself accountable, it is important to have an honest conversation with yourself first. You may be at a good place or bad, but you're still here to improve. Let's first celebrate the fact that you are here. Showing up is one of the hardest steps in success. Am I wrong? That is one of the hardest things that people have is showing up. But at least you are showing up. You're here in this training right now, right? There's 23 of you. 23 of you have decided to take time out of your day to get better at what you're doing. So let's celebrate that before we even start. All right. While we go through this training, please enter it with an open mind. Even the best can be better. So even if you have 600 bookings and you're doing this, you're doing that, that's great. But there's always places that you can improve, right? So be honest with yourself when writing down the answers to these questions that we answer. Hold yourself accountable. Okay, so let's get started. Now, question for you. And if you want to answer these questions, guys, in the chat, if you want to write your answer down, if you feel open to, by all means, go ahead. If you don't want to, and you want to keep it to yourself, that's perfectly fine as well. Okay. But questions for you before we even get started. First off, what is your why? Now, I know that's a pretty common question in our trainings, but that's something that you really have to think about. So, thinking about what is your why? Why are you here? What are you trying to achieve? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to become? Right? And now, of course, you're going to want to add when to these 2 through 4 questions right here. But that is one of the biggest things that you have to realize before you even get started in this business is what is your why? Maybe you want to be known as a top travel booker. Maybe you want to be known as a top team builder. Maybe you want to achieve a group cruise. That's something I'm working on. What do I want to be known for personally? I want to be known as one of the top trainers in the company. That's kind of my thing. I like to train. Okay. Who do you want to become? Now, that can be several different things, but a lot of people, their factors for their whys, I've noticed, are their kids. That's definitely one for me, is my factor is one of my kids. My why. Okay. Mike says, my why, to give people irreplaceable memories with those they love and give myself stability and flexibility with a great career from home. That's great, Mike. That's perfect. I want to be Ashley Abencolly when I grow up. Mike, you're older than me, but all right. I so yeah, that is great. And that's something that you guys definitely want to, think about and write down. What is your why? Why are you here? In other words, and all of the other things. And then make sure at the end of the 2 to 4, put when, because you can set goals all day long. But if you don't have an actual time to attain that goal, you're just going to be spinning your wheels because you're not going to know when you want to achieve it. So make sure that you put when at the end of that. All right. Ariana says, I want to help open up the world for people and give them enriching, empowering experiences of travel. I love that. That is beautiful. Okay. So now that you have why, what is when? When do you want to achieve that? All right. So keep that in mind. Oh, we got another one. My why. My husband and my son hit a rough patch in life with my husband working himself to death to provide for us, to create second income for my home, which so far it has, and I want to make people's dreams a reality. That's beautiful, Cheryl. I love that. All right. So let's keep going. We got tons more questions to answer. Next one. Now, do you currently have an attainable goal set for your business? One time I was on Facebook and there was a girl, she is also a business owner, and she said, having a business without a goal is crazy. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you saying? And it really, really bothered me at first, but then I realized it bothered me because I didn't have one. What was the goal for my business? I didn't know. So I had to sit down and figure out what I planned on accomplishing, even if it's 2 months from now, 3 months from now, right? You still have to sit down and figure out what's the goal. Now, you know why you're doing it, but what are you going to do? Okay. So if you do have a goal, this is what I want you to think about. When do you plan on achieving it? How will it benefit you? Okay. Even if you set goals, make sure that you have the proper benefits in that goal. You have to have a list of this is what it's going to do for me. This is how it's going to change me. This is how it's going to better my business. This is how I'm going to get more clients. Okay. And then after you get that part done, you're going to do the steps to complete it. And we're going to get into that in a second. But these are some things that I want you to think about. So write down, do you have a goal? If you have a goal, make sure that you get it all set up in order. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first things first, let's set that up. Okay. So that is the beginning of it. I haven't even started the presentation or the training yet. But those are some things that I want you to start thinking about as I go through the training. All right. Some of the things that I'm going to be covering today is going to be groundwork, setting goals, marketing. We always have to talk about marketing, time management, seeking feedback, accountability partner, continuous learning, adaptability, and celebrating achievements. Okay. So those are the things that we're going to be covering for today. First things, groundwork. Now, if you're not a brand new agent, some of you in here are seasoned. I see the names. I know who you are. So some of this might not pertain to you, but that's okay. You still want to make sure that you have all the basics covered. So these are going to be more for new agents. But first things, groundwork. Have you done this? Have you gotten your certificate? Okay, you cannot sell until you have this. That's the first thing. NAO, which is new agent orientation, supplier registration, have to have those. Do not wait to register for suppliers because I did. I can tell you, I waited last to register for suppliers. And it's funny because the ones I waited for are the ones that I booked most through. That was a big mistake. Okay, so don't wait. I know it's a pain to register for suppliers. Me and Mike, even we do new agent orientation at least once a week, and it drives us crazy. But it's one of the most important steps that when you were first signing up to complete your new agent orientation and your supplier registration. Okay. Setting up your marketing strategy. Once you launch, you have to be consistent. This is one of the most biggest parts that agents fail at. They launch, they post once or twice, and then they'll come to me and they'll be like, well, I don't have any clients. Well, why is that? You have to be consistent to be remembered. Okay. After that, of course, you're going to want to launch. You have to tell people to get sales. That's one of the biggest things that people don't also do. They will launch and they don't tell anybody. You got to tell people in order to get sales, right? Whether it's on person or online or in person, you have to let the world know. Also, you're going to want to test your vendors. The worst thing that you can do is think that you have everything registered for and then you can't get into it. So make sure that you can get into your vendors, play around with them, learn about them, try them out. You can sit through 6,000 trainings about vendors, but until you actually go in and try the vendor yourself, it's not going to help you. You have to be able to go in there and play with it. So every time I get an agent that gets a client and they want help, the first thing that I tell them is, have you done it yourself yet? Have you tried it yourself? Now I'm going to help them. Of course, I'm going to help them, but they're going to be way more acclimated to first trying it themselves. So then when I go in there to show them how to do it correctly, if I have to, they already have a rough idea of where to go. Okay. Grab your tools. There's so much free marketing and training tools and put them in one place. Let them work for you, not against you. I feel like, especially for us, I know we're all in different teams here, but for us, we have a lot of trainings. We have a lot of trainings. We have a lot of tools. We have a lot of different places to go for tools, etc. A lot of affiliate links. We have all of this different stuff. So one thing that agents tend to do is to get overwhelmed. They get overwhelmed with, where do I go for this? Where do I go for that? So if you are first starting out, or even if you're seasoned and you feel like you're overwhelmed with all of the marketing, etc., put it in one place. Even get a Google Doc if you want to. Put all your affiliate links in there. Try not to overextend yourself with all of the tools because there's a lot, but you just need to organize them to be able to use them for yourself, right? Determine what and how you want to sell. You have to find a niche and learn how to sell it. Now, for me personally, I have a few niches. I like to sell weddings. I like to sell cruises, group cruises now. I like to sell all-inclusive resorts. And that's okay. You can have more than one niche. Nobody's telling you not to. But when you find out what you want to sell, make sure that you're learning every part about that. Okay. What do you mean? There's no certain certifications. Oh, the certificate. That's what you're talking about. Terry, I'm talking about the main certificate, sweetheart. Like the main, like the 8 modules when you first start. Okay. So determining what you want to sell and how you want to sell it, seek advantages and ways to be successful in that niche. Okay. And by that, I mean, you have to realize that everybody else around you is also going to be selling something. So you need to determine how you can be different from everybody else and to why people will want to book with you. Right. Updated your mentor and seek feedback. Staying connected is vital for success. Check in, whether it be a Q&A or with your mentor, and let others know what you're stuck on. A lot of agents here, especially you guys might be, are silent. And there's nothing worse than a silent agent. Why? Because mentors, we have 10,000 things going on. We were trying to run our own business. We have kids. We're mentoring other people. If we don't hear from you, a lot of the times we think you're okay. But you have to be able to know that, hey, I'm not. I need help. You have to be able to reach out. You're not bothering anybody, all right? If you hop on a Q&A, I know everybody has Q&As. Hop on a Q&A and ask a question. I need help. And then the person who asks help is going to get way more feedback and get way more attention than the person who just sits there and does nothing. That's not going to help you whatsoever, okay? So make sure you reach out. So this is the groundwork. This is one of the most important parts that you're going to need in order to even be successful in the first place. If you don't have any of these parts done, you guys can feel free to screenshot this, okay? But make sure that you guys have this set up in order to be successful. Now, what we're going to talk about next is going to be goals. Now, you guys remember the question I asked you in the beginning? Do you have an attainable goal for your business? This is what we're going to be talking about for the next few minutes, okay? Goal setting with a deadline. If you guys should all know Charles Lee always says, you can have a goal all you want, but if you don't have a deadline, it doesn't matter. He always said, one time when I was in regionals, he said that he actually put his goal in front of his toilet. I know that's weird, but he would put it on a piece of paper and he would tape it in front of where, when he's going to the bathroom, it would be sitting in front of him on the wall. And it's a weird place, but guess where you go quite a bit throughout the day? To that bathroom. So you would see that goal a lot, right? Some people put it on their mirrors, wherever you want to put it, but he would put it in front of him every day and he would have a deadline for that goal. And that's very, very important. You put it in front of your face, put a deadline to it, and that's the best way to achieve it. You can sit out here and set tons of goals for yourself, like, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, but when do you want to lose those 20 pounds, right? So goal setting with the deadline. Define specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant time-bound SMART goals. We're going to talk about SMART goals in a second. For your marketing efforts too. This one I put a little too specific with marketing efforts. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. And Mike says he's about to be the first EVO agent hitting $1 million in residuals. So his advice is great. Absolutely. And yes, Leo said a goal without a deadline is just a dream. Absolutely. All right. So this one I talked about marketing efforts, but setting a goal important in general for your business is very important. Okay. Your goal needs to have a deadline. This could include your first sale, growing your clientele, social media engagement. All right. Make the goal small and achievable. Don't set yourself a goal of, booking 20 cruises. First, set a goal to book the first cruise and then move on from there, because a lot of people will set out huge goals that they can't achieve. Yeah, Charles just did that. Wow, that's amazing. All right, so let's keep going. First thing we have are SMART goals. Okay. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant and timely goals. Now, the reason why they're broken down like this is because a lot of people, they just make really big, huge goals. So that's not successful. That's not obtainable. So we need to do something that's smaller that we first achieve. Okay. If you have your goal already, you can feel free to write it in the chat. I will read it out loud. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's fine too. But first, let's talk about setting goals, okay? Now, while I'm going through this, by the end of this step that I'm talking about, I want you guys to have a goal and a deadline written down. Okay. Like I said, if you want to share it, you can. But by the end of what I'm talking about, and I'll tell you what I'm at the end, make sure you guys have a goal written down. Okay. This is a part of holding yourself accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable because right now you could be just going around posting here, posting there, hoping that you get a hit or two, hoping, what maybe one day they'll see my reel that I made. Okay. That is one of the worst strategies that you can have. If you ever post on social media for instant gratification, for somebody to hit you up immediately, it's never going to happen. It won't. You have to be consistent on social media for it to actually happen. I can tell you that I've been here for almost 2 years now. I can tell you that is one of the major things that happens with agents. They will come and they'll be like, well, I posted like 6 times on social media. Why didn't it work? Well, that's only 6 times. They don't know who you are. Imagine, guys, imagine you've become a travel advisor and then all of your friends and family just now see you. You're like, all right, guys, so now I'm a travel advisor. Okay. Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that you're a travel advisor, but why should they book with you? What makes you different from other travel advisors? A lot of people don't even know about travel advisors. So what's the benefit of them? Does that make sense to you guys? There's a lot of things that go into that, not just something simple. Okay, Mike says by the end of June, I want to be consistently booking at least 1 trip a week. That's a good goal. That's good. So then every week that you have to book at least 1 trip. That's a small obtainable goal that you can grow on. That's perfect. All right. So let's keep going. So what is a goal? A goal is a clear statement of what you want to achieve. Short-term goals can be steps along the way to achieving a long-term goal. So let's say for Mike, he wants to book 1 goal or 1 trip a week. So total, how many weeks are there? 52 weeks, right? So 52 bookings a year. Does that sound about right, Mike? 12 weeks? I think that's right. Let me see. Yep. Okay. So he wants to say at least 52 bookings. Now he could just say, hey, I want to book 50 bookings in a year, but that's not very achievable because you don't have a set deadline of when you want to book those bookings. But by saying, I just want to book 1 a week, that sounds way better. That sounds way more attainable than saying, all right, I just want to book 52 trips this year. Okay, well, how are you going to do that? When do you want to have it done by? Now him saying, I want to have it done once a week, that's way more attainable and way more applicable than just saying 52 altogether. Okay. So his long-term goal obviously would be 52 bookings, just for example, but his short-term goal is once a week. That's perfect. Why set a goal? A lot of people always ask me, why do we need to do that? I'm just here to make money. All right. Okay, you want to make money, but what's your plan for that? What was the way that you want to go about making money? So setting goals is the main way to hold yourself accountable and have a purpose. What is the purpose of you having to be here? Okay, you want to make money, but why? How? Okay. Setting goals allow travel agents to outline specific targets for business expansion, attracting new clients, and increasing revenue. Establishing goals help travel agents focus on enhancing customers' experiences. Goals provide a roadmap for ongoing learning and skill development. Maybe you want to be an expert in wedding planning. Now, some of you might be out there wanting to do that. So what would be the steps? I can tell you right now, I am an expert in wedding planning. I have booked weddings. Okay. That field in general is a whole nother aspect to travel. That's a whole nother world. You have to do mad research. I'm talking, if you've seen our series, me and Courtney's series, we have probably roughly over 14 hours of training on being a wedding planner because it requires that. Okay. So if somebody wanted to be a wedding planner, what would be the first thing they would have to do? Ongoing learning and skill development. You can't just bust out and say, all right, now I want to start selling weddings. Okay, but what do you know anything about weddings? How does that work? Right? So something might be like that. If you want to be a cruise planner, you have to do a lot of research on cruises. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you to take 6 hours of training. Okay. If you want to be that good at it, you can. But it's important to actually know what you're talking about because the first people that are going to tell you don't know what you're talking about is your clients. First people, they're going to come out right out the bat. Okay. They're going to call you out. I've had it happen when I first started travel booking. I didn't know something, I messed it up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll tell you what I did. Y'all ready for that? On team building side, I have a goal of hitting silver by the end of January. That's perfect. Just recently hit executive and currently working on bronze. As far as the travel side, I have, oh, by the way, this is Cheryl. Cheryl's talking. Sorry, Cheryl. As far as the travel side, I have a goal of earning my IATAN by September this year. I have this goal broken down into earning a minimum of $560 paid out commission a month to get me to my total by September. That is absolutely beautiful. Cheryl, I am so proud of you for setting this goal. And I absolutely believe that you can obtain it. Now, I had a goal just like this a few months ago. I was almost platinum. And then I lost it. All right. I got down to 173 from 280. It was insane. Long story, but it happened. Okay. And my goal for November at that time was to get back to 200. I was so focused on getting back to 200 that by the end of November, almost December, I was at 215. Because once I hit my goal, I said, I need to make sure I cushion this. So I went off on it. Okay. So that is perfectly obtainable. Executive to bronze to, oh, now you're working on your bronze to your silver. That's perfectly obtainable. And that's way smaller than what I had going on, but you can perfectly do this. I love this. Okay. And then for the IATAN, a lot of us are working on our IATAN right now. I am working on my IATAN because it just started over. So I have to start again, and that's fine. But I'm doing a group cruise to obtain my IATAN. I realized that if I sell these 12 cabins, okay, that's what I'm working on, selling 12 cabins for myself. I reserved it through Royal Caribbean. If I sell 12 cabins, I'm going to get $2,800 in commission. That's over half my IATAN. I get regular commission all the time through regular bookings, etc. But that's going to push me over the limit. Okay. So my goal was to sell 12 cabins by the end of April. That's my goal right now for my IATAN. I'm totally right there with you. Okay. That is a perfect example of a good goal. All right. Samantha, I want to book my first client by April 1st. That's great, Samantha. That's fantastic. So we're going to talk about how to obtain that today. We're going to talk about how you can set it up to where you can get this booking. Okay. All right. Cheryl said, thank you. We're hitting our goals this year. No excuses. It is a rolling 12 months. Yeah. So basically, for me, all the big commission that I got is kind of not important anymore. So basically how they do it is for IATAN, if they'll start from, let's say I started in June, so they'll start from June. If I don't have it from June to June, they'll go to July to July. Like they'll go consecutively until they hit the 12 months, if that makes sense, Kelly. So yes, it is a rolling 12 months. It can be throughout, but I haven't had a big enough booking to qualify for that. All right. It pays out not the way I want it to. So whenever you hit it, is it beginning again? No. So whenever you hit it, like say if it's from July to July, then they'll come back and they'll come back again and reevaluate you the next July is how it works once you get it. Does that make sense, Joanne? Yeah. And don't worry, guys, they'll reach out to you. As soon as you hit your IATAN, they'll reach out to you. Daily. I will post mock bookings daily in 15 groups on Facebook. That is great, D. Be careful though, because you can get banned for posting that many times in groups. Most you want to post is 8, but that's a great goal. Okay. Goals provide, I did that one. Help prioritize your task, allocate time efficiently, and manage workloads effectively, contributing to increased productivity. Clearly defined goals assist travel agents in financial planning by outlining the revenue targets, budgeting for marketing efforts, and managing expenses for sustainable business growth. Okay, I have to, hold on, guys. I have to do like this. There we go. I can't see the bottom of it when it does that. Well-defined goals assist travel agents in streamlining their operations, adopting technology for efficiency, and implementing the best practices to achieve professional success. The reason I know these are big fancy words and big fancy definitions, but let's break this down into reality. I can tell you that when I first started, I didn't even know what a mock booking was. I had no idea. I was scared of mock bookings. I was scared to post them. I was scared to, what am I going to post? I didn't even know where to go. But now, a year and a half in, I'm probably one of the most people that I know that post mock bookings on a regular. I post mock bookings. I can get them done in 20 minutes. I just pop out a mock booking, left, right, left, right. Whatever I need to do, I can do it, right? But that was a goal of mine, was to become an expert in mock bookings. And now I am. Does that make sense to you guys? So why set a goal? What does mock bookings help us do? What is she going to be able to attain by posting that mock booking in 15 groups? What is she going to be able to attain? That's a lot of people that are going to see her. There are a lot of groups on Facebook that are free business advertising. Those groups have over 37,000, 40,000, whatever people in it. So her, by posting that mock booking, just in that group, she's going to be seen by people, which is going to help generate more clientele, which is going to help generate more revenue. And I can tell you that it works. My first booking, the one I was going to tell you that I messed up, was from a Facebook group. Y'all ever heard of the group called Girls Who Love Travel? I saw a lady in there. She was a cute little old lady. And she needed a booking done because she was going to go meet her grandson for his graduation from basic. I booked her a flight and a hotel on Expedia Tap. Took me 20 minutes, but man, was it nerve-wracking. I spelled her name wrong. Her name was Anna, but I spelled it as Anna because that's how she pronounced it. And I didn't get her ID until after I was doing to the processing part, and I didn't even check to think. Like nothing clicked in my brain to look at the name on the ID. I just thought I did it right. But then after I booked it, I said, oh my God, I spelled her name wrong. Now, if you know anything about flights, if your name is spelled wrong, guess what you can't do? Get on that flight. So I had to call Expedia Tab and I had to fix it. And I called Emily and I cried. Emily's my mentor, Emily Jimenez. We should all know her. I called her, I cried, I messed it up, my first booking. But now I can book Expedia Tab. I know exactly to look for the ID. I know exactly how to check everything before it gets done. That's something that I learned from. Okay. So doesn't mean that just by having a goal that you're going to achieve it right away. That doesn't mean there's not going to be setbacks, but it's okay because we can all learn. And 90% of the stuff that we do, guys, is fixable. That mistake I made, I can fix it easily. Okay. So don't be afraid to make mistakes and to make goals and to mess up, etc. Now, goal setting tips. Be specific on what you want to achieve. For example, Cheryl had that IATAN. She wanted to get her IATAN by September is what she said, okay? So that's a goal for her. She has a specific amount of number that she has to make a commission to obtain that goal. That's very important. Measure your progress with steps to complete. So she's going to be able to say, okay, for this month, I hit my goal. If she doesn't make that 500 that she wants, she's going to know by the 15th of next month, she needs to make a little bit more. Okay. She can also go in there and try to book another trip, try to market a little bit more, etc. And she knows, I can tell you, she probably knows that when she comes to marketing, she can only market 2 or 3 months out. Why? If she markets out 6, 7 months and she gets a trip for 2025, is that going to help her obtain her IATAN card? No. So she's going to know, all right, so I got to be specific. When I'm marketing, I need to know that I only market 2 or 3 months before September so I can make sure I obtain that IATAN. Okay. Measure your progress with steps to complete. Perfect example, Cheryl. Be realistic about your goal. Don't set a goal of, like, let's just say Mike was like, hey, I want to book 52 right now. That's all I want to do is 52 bookings. That's all I'm going to do. You know, that is not very realistic. There might be a week that he might not be able to book something, but if he does once a week, then he knows he only has to book one time instead of the 52. And if he fails to do it 1 week, he can come back and book 2 in the next week and contain, you know, get rid of that 1 week, but he can book 2 in the next week. All right. Always have a deadline. Break down your large goals. Prioritize your tasks around your goal. Be flexible and expect changes. All right. I just explained what happened. That's a change. That was an accident. It happened. Be open to criticism and setbacks. You have to be open to criticism. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Stay positive and reward yourself too. All right. So D wrote in the chat, weekly, I will sell list 1 vacation each week by March 31st. Monthly, I will attend 1 event monthly, such as a craft show, wedding expo, health fair, farmer's market. Quarterly, sell $50,000 worth of vacations by March 31st. Yearly, sell $200,000 worth of vacations for 2024 December 31st, by December 31st. That is an outstanding goal. And now you can see here in this description, she has dates for a deadline. Not only does she have dates for a deadline, but she has a plan. Her plan, I will attend 1 event monthly. I can tell you right now, and Mike can be the one to tell you right now. Mike does this on a regular basis. Attending 1 of these shows monthly is a perfect goal or a perfect way to meet this goal. You can go to 1 show and get 60 leads, 70 leads, sometimes twice as much. A wedding expo, you can get tons of leads. A health fair, perfect. Okay. She will definitely be able to obtain this because she has a goal in mind and how to do it. Now imagine if she did 1 expo a month. Okay. She gets 60 leads from that. On top of that, she's marketing regularly. She has a plan. That is definitely attainable. That is a big goal broken down in 2 weeks, in 2 months, right? And it's going to be easily attained. I love it. I sat down, Cheryl said, I sat down for hours, broke all my goals down, and came up with plans for each goal. I figured out my daily goals that will get to my weekly goals, and those weekly goals will get me to my monthly goals, and the monthly goals will get me to my year. Exactly. Mike said, I got 165 leads in 4 hours at my last wedding show. A plan is so crucial to obtaining your goals. Yes, yes, guys, this is perfect. It's exactly what I'm talking about. 165 leads in 4 hours at the last wedding show. If she were to do one a month, okay, if she were to do one a month, could you imagine how many leads she could get? How many, she would be over the amount of $200,000 in bookings, okay? I saw a bunch of videos that inspired me to break down my year in quarters, and it made my goal settling less overwhelming. I agree, Lizelle. That is perfect. All right, let's keep going. We can talk about goals all day, right? All right, so now most of you have written in the chat already, but if you haven't set the goal yet, okay, because we're done with goal setting now. I know that's a lot about goals, but if you guys haven't set the goal yet, go ahead and write a goal down for yourself. I want to achieve this by this time frame, okay? Later on, but not obviously right now unless you want to while I'm talking, write the steps on how to obtain that goal. You see how you can see their examples here that I've read out loud to you or that you've seen in the chat. There are steps into completing that goal. You can't just write down what you want to achieve when you want to achieve it. That's great, but how are you going to achieve it? That's the biggest part, okay? And sticking to it is even bigger. Now let's talk about sticking to it and holding ourselves accountable. All right, now it's time to talk marketing. This is one of the touchiest topics that I have for agents, because a lot of agents, they'll tell you they're marketing, but you can go look at their Facebook and you can tell that they're not. You can look at their Instagram and tell that they're not. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I know I'm not. You could write yes or no in the chats. I wouldn't care because I can tell you a lot of people that will come to me and they'll be like, I'm not getting a booking. I'm not getting a booking. Well, what are you doing to get that booking? And they won't be doing anything. And then they'll be coming to me mad. And I'm like, okay, it's time to hold yourself accountable. You can never depend on your mentor to get a booking. You are an independent contractor and you need to market yourself and tell people in order to get a booking. Point blank, period. Okay. Your mentor will be there to guide you and to show you how to do a mock booking, show you how to market, etc. But it really comes down to the fact of what are you doing? Okay. Somebody wrote me in the chat. You're never wrong. That's right, Michael. Right. So while booking travel can be easy, getting the ideal client can be challenging. There are so many different types of marketing, and honestly, most agents overthink it. Oh, but they do. Somebody will come and they'll be like, oh, I don't know what to write. I don't know how to market. Okay. If you haven't attended my new agent phase 2, I break it down from step by step. How to find your niche, how to market, what to post, where to post it. I break it down because I know that it's very overwhelming for marketing, but you guys are overthinking it. You know, I get 90% of my like chatter on social media is by hacks. That's all I have to do. I will go and look up cruise hacks. I will look up airplane hacks. I mean, just simple things about booking, etc. People eat that up. Bucket list trips. I tell you, you can get 6 different places. Okay, I'm talking like Bali. I don't know. Sometimes people like the Philippines. You can do, excuse me. Well, Indonesia. That's Bali. I don't know. Maldives. Something like this. You get like 6 pictures, put it together in a video, and just say bucket list. You'll get like 10 shares on TikTok. It's insane because people don't, when they're on social media, they don't think about stuff that we're thinking about. Okay. Now you can work in there, why to book with you, why is it important to use a travel agent, blah, blah, blah. But keep in mind that when people are on social media, they don't think what we're thinking. They're not trying to get a sale. They're not trying to get a booking. Make it fun and exciting for them, and you'll get a follow. Now, I've read online, I've done the research. I've read online that somebody has to see you 8 times before they book with you. Have you ever heard that? They have to see you 8 different times in order for them to book with you. Whether that be branch up, somebody said branch up. Branch up is a great way to do it. Branch up, I know it seems like it posts a lot of junk, and it does, but it keeps that algorithm going. So when you do make a post, you're already in the algorithm of the people around you that follow your page. So that's all that what branch up is for. Branch up is not to make a sell. You will probably never get a sell from branch up. If you do, you're very lucky. That's not what it's for. It's meant to constantly post on your page. So when you're ready to make a post, you're already going. You're not just randomly posting into something. Okay. Cheryl says, marketing is definitely something I need to kick myself in the butt for because I knew I wasn't doing it enough. It is so important to put in the work. Something that helped me was spending a Sunday scheduling my post for the week. Absolutely. This is exactly what I do, Cheryl. I will sit down every Sunday for an hour and I schedule at least, I try to do 2 posts a day. Sometimes it might be a reel. Sometimes it might be simple as going to Royal Caribbean, because I love Royal Caribbean. I will go and steal one of their videos from their page. You can download them. They give you free marketing videos on Royal Caribbean. Archer Travel gives you free marketing videos. I will take it and I will save it and I will post it. That's all. I'm not trying to gain a client from posting on social media. That is not obtainable. That's unrealistic. You can't get instant gratification from a social media post. But what you do have is somebody seeing you 8 times. So when they're ready to book, they're going, oh yeah, you remember Ash? She posted the other day about that deal that she has at Royal Caribbean. Okay. I just had someone this morning, an old friend of mine, write on my reel, hey, we can trust her. She's a friend from home. I want to book with her. I had no intentions of doing that with that post, but look what it got me because I'm posting consistently. She saw me. Okay. Same here, branch. It's easy to rely on branch up, but it doesn't replace doing your own. Exactly, Mike. It doesn't replace it. It's setting up your algorithm to build, but it's not supposed to be the main focus. Okay. And I see a lot of agents will use branch up just to post. They just post branch up. Oh, I'm marketing. But no, you're not. No, that's not marketing. That's just something to get your algorithm going. Okay. Yes, you can absolutely do that. Dee says on the branch up post, that are clickable, I will add the following. Click on the picture and my contact information. You can also take those branch up posts, D, and post it on your Instagram. Save the picture, spread it over to Instagram. Same thing, okay? You're not trying to gain a client from that post. You're trying to create an algorithm so people can see you 7, 8 times. Then what they're going to do? They're going to book with you because they've seen you, all right? So you have to be comfortable with talking about travel. Whether it is online or in person, try to make it a conversation. Don't be afraid to talk about who you are and what you do. Everybody travels. And I'm an introvert, so I am the worst person to say this. I get nervous talking about travel with other people, but I just bring it up in a conversation. A normal conversation, people will ask you, what do you do for a living? That's typical, okay? As soon as you bring up travel once or twice, most people are already planning trips. This is where you can plug yourself in, okay? As a joke, I often say, think of your business as your baby. She/he needs all the attention, and you can't wait to show them off. They need all the attention. Think of your business as your baby. You give your baby all your attention, right? You take time out of your day to take care of your child. Why are you not taking time out of your day to take care of your business? That's crazy. And then you're going to sit there and go to your mentor and you're going to be like, I'm not getting a booking. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that you can't get a booking. There are 4.9 billion people on social media. Why can you not get a booking? Right? There you go. There's that holding accountable. Now don't go to your mentor and tell them I hurt your feelings. Please don't do that. I'm not trying to, I promise. All right. So are you truly marketing? It requires more than one post. That's the real truth of it. You can't just post once a week and expect to get a booking. You can't. Consistency is one of the biggest parts of being able to obtain clients. They say something, you have to hear. There you go. They think of the saying. You have to hear something 3 times to remember it. That's also true too. If you hear the same thing over and over, y'all remember that commercial? Oh God, the 8675309. I'm old, but y'all remember that commercial? That stupid song, 8675309. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh God, there was a commercial when I was a kid, and it used to play the song with a phone number, and it would play itself over and over and over. But let me tell you, I remember that number, that phone number. It's probably not even a good phone number now, but I remember that phone number because I heard it so many times. That's consistent marketing. This is the same song over and over, right? It's a song. Yes. Okay. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. So that's something so silly. Oh yes, JG Wentworth, the 877 cash now. And the people that would sit in the building, I want my cash. Where's the beef? Okay, you guys get the idea, right? What made them different? They were consistently marketing. Not only were they consistently marketing, but they were creating a repeated slogan that goes in your head that will never leave. Okay. I am 31. I think I heard my original 8675309 commercial when I was like 7, but I will never forget that. I don't know why. Okay. So let's answer some questions here. How many times has your reach heard you this week? How many times, put it in the chat box if you feel brave enough. How many times have you actually marketed this week? Is anybody brave enough to share? So today's Monday. Let's talk about last week. I would say for myself, I posted probably 6 times on social media. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. 6 times. So in that 6 times, since beginning of January 1st, I have done 4 bookings. I've done 4 bookings since January 1st. Last year, you couldn't even catch me 4 bookings in a week. Okay. Now it could be the new year. It could be the wave season. It could be a lot of things, but I have amped up my marketing. I have made sure I'm consistent. I have made sure that I'm posting things that people like. Okay. I know my audience now. All right. Here we go. Oh, well, Karen, you don't count, sweetheart. Karen's like, I just joined yesterday. You don't count, Karen. You know what to do now. After you leave this, you're going to make sure you post every day, right? Lizelle says I post at least once a day. Okay. Lizelle, Monday through Friday. All right. I Rivera says 2. Cindy says 0. Cindy. She said, that's why I'm here. I get you. Michael, what did you say? Probably only once myself. Okay. Kelly, I love Kelly. Kelly, several times a day on social media. In person, I went on 3 days dropping off collateral. Perfect. Amanda, I just started doing 30-day content to set myself up for the month. Awesome. 30-day content is great. We have a lot of trainings on 30-day content in your teams. A lot of people will probably do 30-day content. Attend it. Okay. They're going to tell you how to post and they're going to tell you what to post. Those are good. D, 5 times with 15 posts daily on Facebook, except on Sunday. See, you are doing amazing. You're doing more than me, girl. That is a great way to get a booking. She's not posting for instant gratification because if she was posting for instant gratification, she would have posted 1 time and hoped for the best. But she knows that she has to be consistent with her posting. Now, she's doing more than what's normally recommended, but that's okay because they're going to see her. See, look, somebody just said, Joanne said that's how Jody started. And she booked over $1 million in travel. Jody is a prime example. I think she's the one who did the training, how to make $1 million in sales, right? She was one of the first trainings I watched. Jody Ravinci. Yes, I remember this. Okay, that changed my life. That did. She talked about booking fees. I didn't even know about a booking fee. Okay, I never understood the importance of it until I watched that training. But she made sure she knew her worth. She made sure that she knew what she had to post, when she had to post it, and where. And that's a game changer. When you know what your goal is and you know what your worth is, nobody can stop you. And I can tell you because my days have gotten changed from last year to now. I've had 4 bookings and it's only the 1st or the 8th of January. That's amazing, right? Get rid of the tire kickers. Yes. Joanne says daily in groups, 3 times a week on my page, etc. Yes. Amanda, at least 1 post a day. Perfect. I know. Sydney said. Cheryl said last week I actually did something new and scary for myself, but I got in front of the camera and did a live video introducing myself, and it was terrifying. But I actually got quite a bit more followers just from that live alone. You know what, Cheryl? That is a huge, huge goal that you probably set for yourself, and you did it, girl. That's huge. A lot of people are scared to get in front of the cameras, and I get it because I'm scared. So what I do instead is I just do voiceovers. Okay. I'm not as good as that. I'm scared, but I do voiceovers a lot and that works perfectly fine. Okay. But hey, that is amazing. Go off, girl. Go off. All right. Irene, I got distracted and discouraged, so I stopped putting in effort. I decided this weekend to be serious about it. So 0. Okay. Thank you for being honest. But here you are. You said yourself, I got distracted and discouraged, so I stopped putting effort in, but you showed up today. Please pat yourself on the back for showing up today. Samantha, I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel, Trainings with Ash. Okay. It's literally the URL. But no, I'm proud of you for showing up here today. Okay. Cheryl said last week I actually, I did that one. Oh, yeah. Did I read that one? Yeah, I did. Okay. Love it. I finally got out to YouTube. Joanne says, love it. I finally got out to YouTube public this weekend too. Go us, Tingle Travel Agency. Follow me, subscribe, like. Awesome. I love it. Okay. So, oh, I almost put some down there. So you guys can see you're being honest with yourself, and I really appreciate it. Okay. But being honest with it, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm just asking you to hold yourself accountable. All right. Next question. Do you guys understand your niche and your clientele? Marketing with a purpose brings in the most people. My niche and my clientele, they typically like all inclusive and they like cruises. I've just discovered it over a year and a half. That's what they like. Okay. So when I'm marketing, my purpose is to book those out. So when I market for them, that's what I'm going for. So if you're out there and you're marketing something random, don't expect anything from it. When you're marketing, market with a purpose. Before you post it, I want you to say to yourself, what do I plan on getting from this post? Okay. Don't expect instant gratification. Don't expect it to get 7,000 likes. You don't have to have that. What you need is to be seen. So what you're being seen with is the most important. Okay. When you market, think of what you plan to achieve with each movement. Consider the audience and how they will react. Do you have a plan for marketing? There's a big difference between random marketing and planned. You can tell when people randomly market, and you can tell when they have planned. When you have a planned marketing, you will post the same things, sort of, a little bit different from each point, but you will post the same things consistently. You will have the same kind of settings. On Monday, you'll do a Facebook meme about travel. They love those. Next day, you'll do a travel hack. The next day, you're going to have I don't know, a mock booking. The day after that, you're going to have a Royal Caribbean video. Okay. I'm just giving you examples of what I do. Okay. It's a set theme. It's a consistency. If you look at my Instagram, Travel with Ash, you will see typically I post 4 or 5 regular posts and then a video. 4 or 5 regular posts, a video. That's planned marketing. Now, when I don't plan it, you will see me post random videos. Be honest with you. That's what I did this week, but it's okay. So think of it like this: out of sight, out of mind. If they can't see you, they don't know who you are. And that's something that most travel agents don't think about. If they can't see it, if you stop posting, they forget about you. Absolutely. You need to remind them who you are and why they need to post with you. Or not post with you, why book with you. Okay. So do you currently have a plan for marketing? Yes or no? Answer it if you choose. If you don't, it's okay. Yeah, no problem. I'm almost done, guys. I do themes for each week and help me focus on what type of content. No. All right. So let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about a plan. All right. I got your plan. Screenshot this. How and why plan? First of all, write it out. Find what a marketing plan with a goal at the end of the day. Keep in mind, sit down and plan it out so it will save you time. Use your tools to plan. Don't force yourself to do all the marketing. Okay. We have so much collateral out there. You guys, just sit down one day, go through Virgin Voyages. They have tons of videos and pictures and stuff you guys can use. All you need is a simple picture with a caption. You don't have to go through the specific on it, okay? Set up your platforms. Make sure you have platforms to market on. Don't just use one specific platform, okay? Create social media pages that you would like or what type of marketing you can obtain. Do not expect instant results. You have to build trust. They have to trust you, okay? Let them see you. That's all you're doing. They're just seeing you. Be consistent and reach out. Begin inviting people to join your page/group. Pass out collateral. Talk about travel. Research your niche and interest. Now, when it comes to like wedding planning, for example, a lot of times when I'm going into wedding planning, I hit every part of wedding planning. There's so many different parts. Okay. Even if you were to talk about, let's say, all-inclusive resorts. Okay. When people are going to all-inclusive resorts, they don't know where to go. That's the first thing I touch on. Here's some beautiful destinations. They don't know where to book. This is another thing I touch on. Why book with me? How to book with me. Okay. There's so many different aspects of each niche that you have to break down in order to be consistent in your marketing. Get outside your bubble. Share content with collateral to groups, clients, etc. Okay. Join communities that have similar interests. I was a soccer team manager, which was insane because I know nothing about soccer, but I was. When I became a soccer team manager, they asked me one day, what do you do? And I told them, guys, I got 3 bookings from that. 3 bookings just from telling them what I did, because people are already traveling. So all you have to do is make the connection. Okay. Share your expertise and insights everywhere you can. If somebody comes to you with a travel question, even if they don't intend on booking with you, talk to them. Share your knowledge with them. You guys all have it inside you. You guys are all attending the trainings. You know what to do. Come off as the expert, because I promise you they will come back to book with you because they know you know what you're talking about. That's the biggest thing. All right. Reference back to your main marketing if you need to. Respond, respond, respond. Ooh, let's talk about this. Ooh, number one problem I see it myself, and I get told all the time. Number one problem with travel agents, ready? Engage in a timely manner. One of the biggest complaints is that travel agents do not respond in a timely manner. Am I wrong? I am not. One of the things that I hear the most, I've had several people, clients, that would be working with one travel agent and they stopped responding. When they stop responding, guess what they do? They go find another one. And guess what I do? I go and beat your price, I sweep in and I take your client. Why? Because you weren't responding. You stopped. Don't do that. Okay. That will burn more bridges than actually not getting the best price. Sometimes you don't have to have the best price for them to book with you. What they're looking for is somebody to take care of them. If you don't respond, you're not taking care of them. Okay. So remember that the success of your travel agency's marketing efforts depends on consistency, adaptability, and the ability to provide excellent customer service. By continuously monitoring the performance of your marketing strategies and staying current with the industry trends, you can effectively market your travel agency and attract more clients. So if you post 6 videos and only 2 of them did good, what are you going to write down? All right, well, next week, we're not going to write those. We're not going to do the other 3 videos or 4 videos because they didn't work. If you notice something pops off, do it again. Do it again. Pop it off again. Okay. So where does the time go? The next thing we're going to talk about is time. How do you measure time? Does anybody know? How do you measure time, especially in a travel agency? Woo! What do you currently put the most time into when it comes to your business? What would you say you spend the most time on? If you don't want to answer me, write it down on a piece of paper because we're gonna talk about it. All right. Time management. Ooh, research. Okay. See now, who was that? Researching. Okay, Karen and Amanda both said researching. Do you mean researching trips? Is that what you mean? Like researching your niche or researching trips? Creating content. Okay. Marketing. So if you spend most of your time in researching, you need to find your vendors that you like and stick with them. Now, for me, I just developed a new vendor, United Vacations inside Vax. I never use them, but guys, they are sometimes cheaper than everybody else. And I was surprised. I did a little bit of research and I found them. Okay. But I want you guys to get comfortable with what you're doing. You won't have to spend as much time researching. Okay. When I first started, a Disney trip would take me 6 hours. Now I can get a Disney trip done in maybe 30, 40 minutes, a whole entire trip. Plan it out, run it through Vax, run it here, check here, right? Get comfortable with what you're doing so you don't have to spend as much time on researching. That takes a little bit of time to get used to. But if you play around with it by creating the mock bookings, creating the content, you're going to get comfortable with it and you'll spend way less time on researching. It doesn't always last that long, I promise you. Marketing and creating content, sit down once a week and plan it out. You should not spend every day marketing. You should not be sitting here going, oh my God, what do I have to do today? Okay. I want you guys to sit down and write a plan out for your marketing. Every Sunday I sit down and I post consistently. Go to Meta Business Suite. You can plan out your marketing for the entire week so it posts for you automatically. Okay. Ariana says, I tried to use time blocking techniques for work, and I think that would work for building a business too. Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. You're exactly right. All right. So people often ask mentors. I get this question a lot. How many hours a day do you put into this? When I do a presentation, that's the number one question I get. How many hours a day do you put into this? So I'm going to ask you, how many hours a day do you put into this? Put it in a chat box if you want to. Okay. The biggest thing that I learned, it is not how many hours you put into it, but it's what you do with those hours that make a difference. If you spend 6 hours researching a trip that you may or may not book, I hate to tell you, but you just wasted 6 hours. Okay. If it takes you more than an hour to find trip information, you definitely need to reach out to your mentor and let them help you. Okay. Because your mentor already knows what they're doing. They can help you in a matter of 20 minutes. I always tell my agents, go off, try to figure it out yourself. But if you can't within 30 or 40 minutes, let me know so I can help you. Okay. Don't get stuck on researching big trips. And if you do, you better get paid for it. Please get a research fee, pay for it. Don't waste your time. Okay. Because that will be the most disappointing thing to you is to research something for 6 hours and not get paid. It'll break your heart. I can tell you that now. I've done it before. All right. So somebody said, no clue, actually. Ladina does a great job with Canva marketing. Oh, awesome. All right. No clue, actually. 6 hours for 5 days a week. Okay. 4 hours. I set 2 hours aside on Sunday to plan out everything. This helps me not get overwhelmed with all the team building stuff that I do throughout the week. You are right, Cheryl. It does take a lot. Team building takes way more out of your day than travel building, and that should. Okay. Travel booking shouldn't take that much time out of your day. Set up your marketing, start talking to people, and the other time should be filled with what? Booking quotes, etc. Okay. Roughly whenever I'm awake, I'm not tending on my little one, I'm on the computer working on both sides of business. It happens. I do it too. Don't worry. Okay. But let me explain what this means here. Okay. Make time productive. Organization and prioritization. Can never say that word. Get your task in order. Complete what benefits you the most. Write down what needs to be done. This is the biggest thing. Write it down. What do you need to do in order to be successful? What do you need to do today in order to get that booking, to get your next agent, whatever you want to do? Okay. Check it off as you go. Organize everything, marketing, clients, itineraries, etc. Organize it. Routines and time blocking. Somebody just said that. Create a routine for simple tasks like quote building. Emily Jimenez, my mentor, she tells me at night she does all her quotes because it's quiet for her. Nobody's bothering her. You know, she's a mentor. She's got thousands of agents. They're all in her business. But at night, it's quiet. So she sits down every night and does her quote building. That works for her. That might work for you. It might be during the day, whatever. But you need to set time aside just to focus on this. Not to just focus on this, go get something to eat, come back. Don't do that to yourself because you will never get anything done. Sit time down and sit down with exactly what you plan on doing. Don't just sit down and hope for the best. Okay. Don't try to create 6 different tasks because that can happen when you're a travel agent. There's so many things going on. There's this, there's that training. Don't attend 6,000 trainings. Only attain what's going to help you sell. And we'll talk about that too. Okay. Create time blocks to reduce procrastination. Be consistent with that time blocking. Automation and adjustment. Use tools to automate your strategies and change what doesn't work. Review analytics and what takes off. Take the pressure off yourself and use your tools. There are several platforms out here that you can schedule posts on. So don't push yourself to post every day if you can't. Set up a timeline for what you're posting. Like I said, do it every Sunday if it makes you happy. Okay. Use the tools that you have to be productive. Don't force yourself to post something every day. Don't post yourself to do quotes every day if you can't. Okay. For my new people out here, if you are building a quote, the worst thing that you can do is tell a client, I'll get it to you right away. That is so ineffective. Give yourself at least 24 to 72 hours, at least, to give a quote out. And I'm going to tell you why. One, if you're new, you're spending most of your time researching. You're going to probably spend a few hours on it at first because you don't know where to go. And that's okay. But you need to give your mentor time to help you as well. Okay. Don't try to push yourself because you're going to deliver a bad quote, which means no bookings. Give yourself time to get the best quote together so you can help be productive with that. Okay. Now, remember that productivity is not just about getting more tasks done, but about achieving your goals efficiently. Tailor these tips that I've given you today to your specific niche and a workflow to create a productive and successful career as a travel agent. Okay. This goes beyond just everyday deals. Sit down and I promise you, if you time block a little bit of time every day for your business, I tell people 2 to 3 hours a day. And when I first say that, they're like, what? That's not obtainable. Yes, it is. If you could sit down and put 2 to 3 hours of time a day, and I mean consistently real time, okay, a day, you could be perfectly successful in this business. It doesn't take that much because we're already planning our content. We're already planning our marketing, okay? But it's going to take time for you to get the bookings. And that's going to be obtained by them constantly seeing you with the consistent marketing, consistent telling people, okay? All right, so we're almost done. Seek feedback and grab a partner. Be honest with yourself. Answer this question if you want. Are you open to feedback? Listening to your mentor's guidance and clients are crucial to success. Okay. I've seen simple change make a huge difference in business. A simple change of marketing more could get you tons of clients. A simple change of how you deliver your quote can get you more clients. I started to use a new system, Travel Joy. Have you guys heard of that? I started using that. Okay. I thought, oh, it's not going to help me do anything. But guys, I sent out a quote, a same client that I was working with for 4 days. I sent out a quote with Travel Joy. He booked it the same day. It was something simple as changing the software that I use to deliver a quote. Okay. Now you guys don't have to do it. It's not required. I just decided to do it myself. But it was something simple as that got me a quote the same, or that got me a booking the same day. Okay. It was how I was delivering the quotes that was the problem. And I didn't know that. And it's okay to figure that out. It's okay to learn and make changes. Don't be afraid to ask for reviews or suggestions. They are meant to help. Okay. I ask my friends all the time. I asked Mike, who was here earlier. I ask him all the time, did I do this right? How does this look, Mike? Does this work? Okay. And he will be honest with me. He will tell me straight up, no, that sucks. Like, and it's good to have people like that around you. You can even ask your team members, ask in the chat, let them give you feedback. Okay. Accountability partner. Now, a lot of you might be new or you might be here a while, but try to find somebody that is on the same level as you. Okay. My accountability partner turned into being my best friend. Some of you might know her, the Platinum Courtney Sharples. She ended up being my best friend. And I didn't intend on that when I first met her. I first met her, we were both double golds and we were trying to obtain platinum. Okay. Now, she, of course, did get it before me, right? And I'm very proud of her for that, but she never left me behind. She always stayed with me and always held me accountable. And I do the same for her. And that's very, very important because now I have someone to look up to and I have somebody to teach me the way. And not only that, but I'm very good at the other side. I'm very good at travel booking. I'm very good at marketing. And she uses me for that. And when she posts something, and if I don't like it, I'll tell her. I'll be like, girl, that does not look good. Take it down. Okay. An accountability partner is a great way to help you stay focused. Find someone who has the same goals as you and a motivation to work. Whether you need to vent, you're going to vent. You're going to get that client that drives you bananas. Okay. You're going to have to call somebody and say, oh my God, this client won't stop calling me, blah, blah, blah. Right. You need somebody who's working here with you. I promise you your life, you will be way more successful if you have an accountability partner. Pick somebody random in the chat, write it in the chat. Hey, is anybody looking for an accountability partner? Start talking. That's all you have to do. Ask your mentor for one. Emily put me and Courtney together because we're working towards the same thing. Okay. Whether you need to vent or need suggestions, it's great to have an open ear. Okay. Oh, all right. Awesome. You're talking in the chat. I thought you were talking to me. All right. So let's keep going. So continuous learning and adaptability. As a travel agent, you must be always ready to learn. The travel industry changes every single day. Am I wrong? I know it does. Every day the travel industry, something new came out, okay? Just recently, we have new things. We have EVO Plus that we're all trying to learn how to do, okay? EVO Plus, it can be great and it can be bad at the same time. We have to figure out when to use it. Expedia Tap, they used to pay us only 50% commission, and now they're paying us 80%. That's a big deal. I used to tell my agents, don't even use Expedia Tap. They're crap. Don't use them. Now I use them all the time. I just booked flights on them the other day. All right. And yes, I know we don't get commission on them, but they were the cheapest. And I realized maybe I shouldn't be working so hard against them. Okay. I'm going to give them a little slack. But let me tell you what I did get when I get that booking. I didn't get any commission, but now they have a rewards program. So guess what I did do? I put that booking in there and I got those rewards. That works out. Wave season with cruises. Okay. If you don't market cruises, that's okay. But hey, you might as well hit up a couple of them because guys, it's cruise season. People are booking cruises left and right. All of the bookings I just did were cruises. Oh, no problem, Cheryl. All right. So these changes take a huge effect on us, and it's important for each agent, seasoned or new, to learn how to adapt and use our tools. A good rule of thumb, I always tell people, train in what will help you sell. If it doesn't help you sell, then don't train in it. You are wasting your time. If it's going to help your business, then do it. But if it doesn't, then don't train in it. You're going to waste your time. Okay. There are thousands of trainings that get posted every day, no matter where we go. Not every training is meant for you. You have to keep in mind, we have over 15,000 agents here. So what I'm working on, I've been here for a year and a half, might not be the same as what an agent that's just started. We're not going to be training in the same thing. So not every training is meant for you to attend. Only do 2 to 3 a week is what we normally recommend, because we don't want you to sit in there. You don't get paid for training. We don't get paid. We get paid for bookings, right? So that's what we need to be working. Okay. So are you adaptable? Here are things to consider to help you become more centered on your changes. Use travel trends. Look them up. Chat GPT them. I do them all the time. What's the newest trend in travel? Embrace technology. If you are one of those people that are like, oh, I don't use social media, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to be very successful in this. I've had agents that signed up and they will tell me, I don't want to use social media. So then you know what my number one question is before I even let them sign? How are you planning on marketing? What is your goal for marketing then? How are you going to tell people? Okay. If they have a good plan, then by all means, go for it. But I'm not going to realistically sign somebody up and they have no intentions on joining social media. If we're going to be wasting each other's time. All right. Be open to learning new marketing strategies. Be open to changing what you already do. Like the lady that just got in front of the camera that never did that. That's something new for her. She was open to it. Be open to that. Understand your client's preferences. And this is something that Charles Lee said to me one time, and it really, really stuck to me too. Guys, market to the client you want. Market to the client you want. Let's talk about that. I am a budget person, so I save money. I have 4 kids with a 5th one on the way. I try to save money every time I do something, but I don't want to market to a client that does that. I don't want to market to a client that's like, oh, I got a budget. I'm so strict. Like, I don't want to hear that. Okay. That is one of the hardest clients you can book for. I want to market to the clients like the one I just did for a Disney booking. My max budget is $10,000. That's money to my ears. Well, how much? 10,000? Okay, we can book that. Okay. That's the client I want. Now, if you want a client that is a budgeter, then that's who you're going to market to. But don't be mad when you get 6 clients that want to save money and you have to do a $1,500 budget and you make $100 in commission. That's who you're marketing to. Don't do that. Don't market trips that are only $2,000. How much commission are you getting out of that? Okay. When I do my marketing, I make sure that whatever I post, I make at least $350 if somebody books it. That is my minimum. $350 is something I have to walk out of before I do a booking or do a mock booking, or I post it in general. I don't do anything less. Why? Because what's the point of me marketing to a client that doesn't have money? That's not going to help me at all. Okay. And it might be different for you, but market to the client that you actually want. Okay. Listen to your audience through marketing. Recognize what works and what doesn't work. Being adaptable as a travel agent in combination of staying informed and embracing the change and consistently reassessing and adjusting your strategy. This flexibility will position you to thrive in a dynamic and ever-evolving industry. All right. So now we are done. First things I want you guys to do is give yourself a round of applause. Everybody, give yourself a round of applause. I know I can't hear it, but that's okay. Okay. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the fact that you showed up today. Celebrate the fact that you are ready to write down a plan. Celebrate the fact that you have a goal, that you have a new vision. This is a new year. You have the ability to change your future. David McCovey and Ron Archer gives us the ability to change our lives. I see it happen every single day. I see people do things that I've never thought that could happen. And I'm one of those people. I can tell you a year and a half ago, I was not able to even do a training. Okay. I was not even able to talk to people. And now I am known for who I am. I am known for Travel with Ash. I am known for my bookings. I am known for helping people. I became a person that I never thought I could. And they gave us that platform. So it really comes down to what you do with that platform. What are you going to do with it? You're given all the tools. You pay $69 or $89, whatever you pay a month, right? What do you do with it? So it's very common for us to put pressure on ourselves to do more, but never forget what you've already accomplished, especially in setbacks. We may be overwhelmed, but we're not unaccomplished. I always say this to myself. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm not unaccomplished. Just because I'm overwhelmed with everything around me doesn't mean I haven't done anything productive. All right. That is a big thing. Oh, to clap. I love it. Okay. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you for attending. If you have questions, I'm going to stop recording in a minute and you can ask away. But great job for doing this. Congratulations. All right. The recording will be posted right here. It's Trainings with Ash. All right. You guys can find that recording here. And if you're watching this recording, please make sure you like and subscribe so you guys can get more recordings. I do them all the time throughout the month. So make sure you guys like and subscribe.